This is my latest find. I went into the thrift store, my favorite charity shop. I'm always telling you about World Attic Thrift Shop. And I went in there to just get something else completely, just a vase from a different project. And I walked across this one. Oh my goodness, $25. I couldn't pass it up. It's beautiful. And then my kids dug into it and they looked into like borders and what it says, and they were able to research it. So we can date it to about 1982, 1984. I would say it goes with that because of, well, the brass and the wood on it. I am going to clean the brass, but that wood's not staying the way it is. I went ahead and asked folks on Instagram, and it looks like I'm going to dark stain it. I kind of wanted to whitewash it, but yeah, I guess I've been doing that a lot. So I'm going to give it a dark stain, but first, to get it cleaned up. Kind of running into a problem about getting it off, because this is just a rod that goes through it, but I don't want to mess up any of this in order to clean this. So, since I can't figure out how to take it off, I gotta figure out how to protect the globe. Making sure when I put this on that I am taping the plastic to itself and not the globe. Even though it's painter's tape, I just didn't want to trust it was something this old. Now I started to think I should take this apart and get this brass off this way. But then I realized, nah, I need practice cleaning brass on something. So I'm going to try and do that and see how neat I can clean with the brass. Watching videos from Priyanka Uppal? I think I got that right. I'll do one of those linky things. She did a whole series on different types of cleaners for brass. And I think the one that seemed like it would be the thickest and least drippy was one that was a mixture of flour and salt, equal parts on everything, and then vinegar and lemon juice. I've got roughly a tablespoon of each of these guys. I'm gonna mix it in and make kind of a thick paste. She also recommended using either a scrubby pad that you'd use on dishes or an old toothbrush. It's been a minute. Let's start to rinse it off. And now, the scary part. Here's why I was so concerned. Whether you use a homemade polisher like I am here, or say use something like Barkeeper's Friend, they all work great on polishing brass, except for everybody's instruction for it is that you scrub it on, leave it sit for a minute, and then dip it in water to get the residue off. Well, it's got a giant globe attached, so that's out. So I'm doing what I tried on the bottom, which is just using a damp towel, I think a paper towel here, and then I followed up with a shop cloth, trying to do some extra polishing. As luck would have it, it turned out pretty nice. More importantly, the globe survived just fine. Now, I did end up cutting the paper off because I didn't want to take a chance of any of the residue flicking back up onto the globe itself. Even though I plan on sanding this piece of wood, I'm going to clean it first, because if you don't, whatever's gunked on here, you're either going to sand it deeper into it or it's going to gunk up your sander. So clean first with a nice degreaser. Mine is a simple recipe of 1 part vinegar and 3 parts water. just when that groovy free music was really kicking in, I interrupt to let you know that I am sanding by hand with a higher grit because the one that I was using with the sander was going to leave it too open for staining. Ooh, it's stain time. Now I am going to do a pre-stain, and yes, I actually went and got one instead of just using water because this is a piece I care about. I am going with a very dark stain. It's classic black. Now the reason I am going to try it on the test part here is because, well, what if I don't like it, or what if the combo is horrible? So somewhere inconspicuous, it's the bottom. Very early on, I thought, whoa, this is going to look cool. So I went ahead and covered the whole piece. Now, with this stain and satin gloss combo, it is nice. It saves you a lot of steps, but it's a lot of drying time. So this took at least 6 hours to dry. And because I had done the bottom, which I would have to do anyway, this is all I did and just walked away and came back to it the next day. So much earlier in the morning, I came out and I gave this thing a light sand and wiped it off. Then I realized, oh, I should be filming this. So here's my second coat and some more fantastic music. So it's safe to say that my taping, just plastic, didn't really work this time around. But luckily with brass, I can sand it, and it needed it anyway. Big tip on this is if you don't have real brass, you can't do this. How do you tell? Use a magnet. If it sticks to it, then it's brass plated. If it falls off, well, then you've got brass. Another thing is, see how I'm using the lower grit brick? It was perfect for removing the paint, but it left kind of grooves. So I actually had to also go back then to get rid of the grooves and sand with a higher grit 320 sandpaper. In the end, I really liked how the bottom part of the brass turned out after sanding it. And of course, I also wanted it to match. So I went ahead and did the top. Of course, now I don't have that protective plastic on it. Instead, I'm trying to carefully do this with just a cloth on it. And it worked, thankfully, but whew, stressful there. Now, when it came to finishing this, seeing as I had actually brightened it more than what the rest of the brass looked like on this, I decided the best top coat I could put on it was a polyurethane, oil-based, because that would give it that little bit of an amber that would make it look more antique. Kills me that I got to the end of this project when I finally figured out, oh look, I could prop this on something and it would make it not spin anymore. But lessons learned. Ta-da! I tell you, you never know what you're going to find in a thrift store. I love this piece. Hey, thanks for watching The Asking Spot. If you could, thumbs up, share, and subscribe.